Dragon Radio and Global News is brought to you by Dr. Mark Carr at 312 North Walnut in Cameron. Call Dr. Carr for all of your dental needs at 632-5812. At Dr. Carr D.D.S, they love to see your smile.
Hey there, Dragon fans. I'm Vitaly Tsitsik.
And I'm Marcus Pius, and you're watching our extended broadcast sponsored by Dr. Carr D.D.S and Clifton Vandeventer, your local StateFarm agent.
To start it off, we wanted to check in with our little dragons in Parkview.
The first graders had their winter concert last night, and Eli was there to watch our upcoming dragons spread some holiday cheer.
Hello, it's Eli Luna from DRGN. On Tuesday the 5th, the first graders performed their winter concert. I caught up with Mallory Neely, music teacher for the elementary school, and I asked her questions about what did she do to prep for this and all the pieces that they performed.
Hi, I'm Mallory Neely, and I am the elementary music teacher at Parkview Elementary and CIS, and we are just getting ready for our round 2 concert tonight for first grade fall music concert.
Alright, so how did you prepare for this concert?
It's a lot of fun and a lot of work. We started back in October just introducing a song each class period until we built up to 5 pieces for tonight. And so we work a lot on vocabulary and what words rhyme to help us with memorization, and we talk a lot about higher and lower pitches. So there's a lot that goes into it, but the kids have a blast with it.
So what were the pieces?
We've got some classics and some new that aren't as familiar. We're starting with one called Shout, and it's not the traditional, you know, you make me want to shout. It's a winter version or a Christmas version, and it's a lot of fun. We've got Up on the Housetop, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. It's a Marshmallow World, which has choreography with it as well, which adds a different challenge to it, and then we ended with Very Merry Christmas.
Alright, thank you. If you'd like to stay informed on what DRGN is doing next, follow us on Facebook at the DRGN, go to our website at drgnnetwork.com, and follow us on Instagram at the DRGN. Thank you.
Speaking of our little dragons over at Parkview, have you heard about bucket fillers and wondered what it is?
Wesley has the scoop on the good deeds going on over at Parkview.
All right, my name is Heather Lee Riles, and I am the school counselor here at Parkview Elementary.
Okay, so go ahead and tell me about the bucket filler program and what it is.
Okay, the Bucket Filler program, it is a program that promotes social and emotional learning by focusing on the positive.
Okay, and then how did this program come about?
This is the 3rd year that we've done the Bucket Filler program. When it first came about, we wanted a program that was a little bit different than our character ed program. We felt like that program was geared towards a little bit older children, and so the Bucket Filler program is a little bit more age appropriate for our preschool to 2nd grade kiddos. And we also wanted a program that we could get a lot of community involvement, which we were able to really do with the Bucket Filler program.
And then how do you enact this within the school?
We enact this in the school we do a lot of different things to have the bucket filler involvement in the classrooms. Students in classes, they're able to earn little pom-poms, and every time they earn a pom-pom, they are being a bucket filler. So they're saying or doing kind things to others, and they're able to put the pom-pom in a classroom bucket. Every week, we have bucket fillers of the week in each class that the teachers get to pick the bucket filler of the week. And they dump their classroom buckets with all the pom-poms they earned for the week into a hallway bucket in our hallway. And then once a month, we have a bucket filler of the month in each classroom, and we also have a bucket filler of the month assembly every month where they get to dump all their poms for the month in these big grade level tubes, and they always have quarterly goals, and they're trying to, per grade level, have a bucket filler goal that they're trying to reach. And then also at the end of the year, we have bucket fillers of the year too. So we're constantly doing bucket filling in the classrooms.
Mama Darby, 2nd grade. Chase Pinkston, 2nd grade. Guess Prayer, 2nd grade.
Okay, and then in your own words, do you want to tell me what the bucket filler program is?
Being kind, being responsible and respectful. You don't mind. Being really kind.
Kids, since you guys know what it's like, what would you tell the younger kids to do? to help be a bucket filler?
Be respectful and kind. Help each other. Be responsible.
And now your weekly building update brought to you by Ivy. This week we are covering CIS with Mrs. Mefford.
Right now, I'm standing outside CIS about to get the update from Principal Miss Mefford about upcoming events and activities happening within the school.
We have a lot of good things going on in the month of December here at CIS. Our dojo assembly will be held on December 12th, and that's the assembly where we award our students with positive character, our students of the month, and they also are awarded for points earned towards their dojo belts. That will also be followed that evening by our 3rd and 4th grade concert. Mrs. Neely will be putting on a concert here at CIS. And the following week on Tuesday, we will reward our students that have met their AR goals, their reading goals, with a dance here during the school day. And then that evening, our 5th grade friends will hold their concert choir with Mr. Hess. That will also include the honor choir students. And then the last day of school, that will be the 21st, before Christmas break, we will have a final assembly for the semester, and we will do our perfect attendance rewards, as well as our attendance above 95%, and Miss Parkhurst, our librarian, will also be awarding students with their reading certificates for doing well the first semester. So a lot of good things happening at CIS the month of December.
Thanks, Ms. Mefford, for all the updates for the upcoming events in CIS. Make sure to tune in next week for the update from Miss Ormsby about Parkview.
Some of you may have seen that a few of our DRGN staff members went to Jefferson City for this weekend for youth and government.
Zoe made sure to document the whole weekend, and look what she caught.
Last weekend, the YMCA took over 15 kids from Cameron to Jefferson City for the 69th Annual Youth and Government Convention. While they are at the convention, students are able to participate in different branches ranging from legislative, judicial, print press, and video news.
I'm Angelina Parra. I'm a junior. This was my 4th year at Youth and Government, and I was the editor for broadcasting.
As editor this year, what were your responsibilities?
Making sure everybody came back with their stories, helping them find their story ideas, and then whenever they gave me their videos, I pieced it all together.
I'm Cole Jackson, I'm a freshman.
I'm Eli Robinson, I'm also a freshman. We were in legislative this year for youth and government, and we wrote a bill together.
Okay, what was your bill about?
Our bill was about child support laws.
What about them?
That a father could forfeit his parental rights to a child before it was born so that he didn't have to pay child support.
It was really fun, but the bill was a little destroyed in our house spring.
My name is Westerly Jones. This was my 3rd year going to YAG, and I was in the video news program. So in that program, we get story ideas, and we basically just run around and interview different people depending on our stories. We video some court cases, talk to some judges and different legislative people, and then we just put the video together and then make a broadcast.
My name is Lizzie Stamper. I am a sophomore, and this was my 3rd year at YIG. I was in the legislative branch. We worked on, before going to the conference, we prepared a bill, and while at the conference, we debated them on the House floor.
My name is Tyler Anderson, and this was my 1st year at Youth and Government, and I did the judicial program. We were attorneys, and we competed against each other in various court cases.
The students left town around 7:15 on Thursday, November 30th, and came back in town around 5:30 on December 2nd. While at the program, the students stayed busy in their respective programs and also learned a lot about the government and how it works. They also met plenty of other people and had fun while doing so. Between writing bills, producing TV shows, and partaking in multiple court cases, the students were all very exhausted and excited to come back home. Although the students had been preparing for months for this trip, they were very surprised by the special guest speaker on the first day, our Missouri governor.
Youth and Government is really fun, but it's not out there, and I wish more people would come and join.
It's not that much work, and it's not as lame as it sounds.
It's super fun, and I definitely recommend at least trying it because I was forced to do it by a friend and I didn't think I would enjoy it, but it was actually really fun. So
It's a really good opportunity to meet new people and talk to old friends for an extended period of time.
It's an amazing experience. It helps you with leadership skills. You get to learn people all across the state, and your voice is heard.
It's a good opportunity to learn a lot of new things.
It would be that it's really, really fun, and I would recommend, like, if you're interested in, like, the government or something, that you should do it.
I enjoy it.
While some dragons were taking on the capital, others were competing in Columbia. All states band auditions took place on Saturday.
Lauren Peck earned second chair and Tyler spoke to her about this accomplishment.
So I've been practicing since July, and I have aims, so I usually practice around an hour a day between like aims, dragon time, and like outside of school. And there's a lot in the packet, so it's like even though there's only a few etudes, there's a lot in each one. I got first chair District Honor Band and second chair All-State Band. So that day there are about like 1,400 students at Hickman, and they take 109 for the top, like the actual playing band, and then alternates and other like honorable mention. All right, my audition, we were at Hickman High School for 12 hours, and I had my first audition around 11 o'clock, and they just asked me different parts of my packet and, you know, scales. And then callbacks were probably around 2 or 3, and they had us play other parts in sight read, which is like playing music that you've never played before. And I think we found out results around 6.
As we take a moment to talk about the arts, we're going to focus on the drama department real quick. Their spring play is having auditions soon, and Hunter spoke with Miss Harper about auditions coming up next week.
Hello everyone, my name is Hunter Spicer from DRGN, and I'm here with Mrs. Melissa Harper Stenberger, and we're going to be talking to you all about the spring play that's coming up soon. So how's the audition process going, since the entire play is going to be basically improv?
Well, are you asking what is the process?
Yeah, is it going to be similar to like how they were the previous years, or is it going to be very different?
No, it's very different because since it is improv, a lot of the play is improv. We need to know that a student can improv, and that means going without a script. And so the tryout process is without a script.
So it's no monologue, you just...
No.
Do you have a script and you just give them scenarios and they have to act it out, or is
they
it
will
both?
pull out of a hat a scenario.
Really?
And so let's say that it is the scenario of you're going to have to pretend to be a waiter waiting on a picky person in a restaurant. And so you can do that a couple different ways. You can be both the waiter and the picky person and then switch your body each time, different voices, different postures, things like that. Or you could just pretend to be the waiter and pretend like the picky customer is just standing there or whatever.
So that is a lot different than how it was in previous years.
And then the second time you go up there, so there's 2 rounds basically. And the second round, then you have to act with either myself or my co-director, Mr. Williams. And so we will kind of give you another scenario. And so you're going to have to act with us on stage, and the other director will write down how they feel like you did. So it's a lot of thinking very quickly on your feet, which is just like the play will be. And we hope everyone comes and sees it.
That's a lot harder.
Yeah, I have a lot of people freaking out about it, which is really cracking me up, because people who to seniors who have tried out for years and years and are very confident in our tryout process, but they're used to memorizing lines and standing up there and performing
Yeah,
it.
like step A, step.
Right. They are freaking out about it. They have come to me several times worried about it. But it's going to be fun. Everyone's going to have a great time.
How far out are tryouts?
Tryouts are just this next week. They're December
Really?
the 14th because we want to meet before Christmas break. That way the part that is memorized, they can have memorized when we come back, and we can just focus on the
Improv.
skills of improv, because that is definitely a skill set. It's not it does not come naturally to anyone.
All right, and so basically, it's a lot of new skills to new young actors that may have never done this before, may have done this in the past, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I think it's going to be a blast, and I hope everyone comes out and supports us. It will be in March, and the first part of March. And who knows? Each night's going to be different.
Yeah, 'cause
you
it
never know what's
involves-
going to happen. So
it
come all
involves
3
people
nights.
down there, doesn't it?
Yes, and we're going to work with FCCLA, and we're going to provide some food and some drink, and so you get full entertainment. And I think the price is going to be about $10, $15
So
maybe.
it's going to be kind of like an 80s Renaissance fair where you go and interact with the actors.
Yes.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, but it'll be 1980s.
That's fair. And what's some things that students can do to prepare for this?
Well, they also, in addition to just pretending to improv, they could watch some Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is on YouTube. They could look up some there's lots of YouTube videos on how to improv and things like that. But also, we will be asking them 1980s trivia. So, who was the president? What major events were going on in that time period? What is a Rubik's Cube? What is an
So they're
Ewok?
also going to have to know about some stuff from the 80s. too.
Right, because if you are pretending to be a person in the 1980s,
You need to know about it.
Yeah, if I come up to you and like, hey, what do you think about that president? Then you need to be able to talk about that with some confidence and not let it get you off guard. So there'll be 5 trivia questions that we pull out of a hat at random and ask students.
Is there like a list of answers in yours, or completely random?
Well, they're pretty random, but it would be based on pop culture and
so pretty modern
politics and things like that. There's also a list on our website. If anyone's interested, you can get on our website and you can pull up the information from our website.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Another event coming up soon is the dreaded ACT. I spoke with some students who have been preparing.
First semester is almost over, but the third session of the ACT is coming up. During the last 5 weeks, there was an ACT boot camp taking place in the CHS, so we decided to interview a couple of alumni and ask them if they are ready for this Saturday.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Stone.
Okay, so have you taken an ACT yet, and are you going to take it again?
I took the ACT on October 28th, and I'm taking it again next Friday, which is December 9th, or Saturday.
Okay, so I know that you have been a participant of ACT Bootcamp. Can you please tell us more about this camp? What were you doing? When were the meetings? And did it help you?
We met every Thursday, and we were taught different tips and tricks on how to answer the questions. For example, on the language, she taught us tips and shortcuts for grammar. And then each session was dedicated to each section of the test.
Okay, and was it useful for you? Do you think this will improve your score for the upcoming ACT?
I believe that her math tips and her English tips were really, really good, and the other two I already had a high score on, so I feel like it'll be the same.
I'm Kylie Campbell.
Okay, so I know that you've been a part of ACT Bootcamp this fall, so can you please tell us a little bit more about it?
The boot camp was very helpful. I think it's going to help me a lot on the ACT coming up this Saturday. I especially like the English portion. You learned a lot of new tricks you can use, and I think that's going to be very useful.
Okay, so what was the least favorite part about ACT
My least
Bootcamp?
favorite was math, just because I'm not very well-rounded in that portion, but that wasn't anything Miss Doodle could do. It's just my preference.
And how do you think Are you confident in yourself before Saturday?
I'm more confident thanks to the boot camp.
What I personally understood is that I should practice, and once more practice. This is the only way my ACT score can get better. And I think it applies to every single one of us. So good luck to all examinees, and back to you.
Are you looking for a unique holiday gift? TSA has you covered. Hunter has information on how you get some of their gifts.
Hi, I'm Eric Buquet, and I'm the current standing treasurer for the Cameron TSA chapter. Right now we're doing our yearly fundraiser so we can go to state. If you come and take a look, we have all 9 of these ornaments right here. They're all $6 a piece, and they're each laser engraved with high detail. We have our Cameron TSA chapter logo, which is also laser engraved. Costs about $7. And then we have the best one of them all. We have the custom picture, which is $30, but it's literally any picture you want, and it's really amazing and it's really cool. We all have these order forms that you can use to purchase one. They're really easy, simple, takes 5 seconds. And that's about it. And we hope that we can get a whole bunch of sales and we can go to state, and it'll be great for everyone because they'll have a nice ornament to put on the tree.
Winter sports are underway and students have been busy as they continued competing. Megan caught up with our wrestling boys.
I'm Jacob Drager. I'm a junior. I've been wrestling for 10 years or so.
And how did it feel to sack that, or to pin that guy?
Felt pretty good.
Thank you guys very much for tuning in.
Make sure you tune in at the 10 o'clock hour and the 4 o'clock hour to hear our daily district updates on 100.1 KKWK and 1360 KMRN on Regional Radio.
Also, check out our Facebook page and Instagram page at the DRGN, as well as our website at drgnnetwork.com.
Once again, I'm Marcus Pontius.
And I'm Vitaly Tsitsik.
And we'll see you next time.